It starts with something small. A favorite pan. A coffee mug passed down from your mother. That old plastic container you've had since the 90s. They don't look dangerous. They don't feel toxic. But what if I told you they could be slowly affecting your health without you even realizing it? For many older adults, the kitchen is a place of routine, comfort, and memories. But it's also where harmful materials, outdated items, and hidden hazards tend to collect and stay year after year. So here's the truth no one talks about. Your kitchen might be the most overlooked health risk in your home. In this video, we're going to pull back the curtain on 15 kitchen items that might be silently working against your well-being. From flaking cookware to old spices to appliances that could be quietly leaking toxins into your food. And we're not just identifying problems. For every risk, I'll show you a better alternative, something safer, more functional, and perfectly suited for a healthier lifestyle after 60. By the end, you won't just have a cleaner kitchen. You'll feel empowered. Because when you clear out what no longer serves your health, you make space for energy, clarity, and peace of mind. Let's get started. The transformation begins now. 1. Non-stick cookware with worn coatings. You might not hear it, you might not smell it, but every time you heat up that old scratched pan, your food could be absorbing more than just flavor. It might be picking up something toxic. Non-stick cookware was once hailed as a kitchen revolution, and for good reason. Easy to clean, low-oil cooking, perfect for busy mornings. But here's the hidden cost. Once the coating wears down, even just a little, it can start releasing dangerous chemicals into your food. Most non-stick coatings, especially those made before 2015, contain PFOA or similar substances. These compounds break down under high heat and have been linked to liver damage, thyroid issues, and in some studies, cancer risk. What's more, worn coatings create uneven heat distribution, leading to poor cooking performance and more sticking. The exact thing you wanted to avoid in the first place. So what's the solution? Think upgrade, not overhaul. Start with one high-quality stainless steel sauté pan. Once you learn the heat control, it becomes second nature. Try a ceramic pan for eggs or pancakes, non-toxic and slick without the chemicals. Or go old school with cast iron. Yes, it takes maintenance, but the results and the peace of mind are worth it. A viewer once wrote in saying, "I didn't realize how much better food could taste until I got rid of my flaking non-stick skillet. I'd been cooking with chemicals for years. I just didn't know it." If your non-stick pan looks worn, it's not just ugly. It could be unsafe. Treat your health like the main ingredient. Cook with cookware that respects it. 2. Plastic utensils and containers. Presentation. A time-lapse of plastic containers discoloring and warping over repeated microwave use, then transitioning to clean, modern glass jars stacked neatly in a fridge. What started as a kitchen convenience decades ago has become a quiet threat. Old plastic containers, especially those used for heating food, can release toxic compounds like BPA and phthalates. These chemicals have been linked to hormone disruption, inflammation, and even long-term health issues. And it's not just about chemicals. Scratched plastic becomes a hiding ground for bacteria. Reheating leftovers in stained containers or stirring soup with a plastic spoon that's been in use for years, you may be ingesting more than just your food. A better way: switch to borosilicate glass containers. They're microwave safe, stain resistant, and don't absorb odors. Replace plastic spatulas and spoons with silicone or bamboo utensils, which can handle high heat without breaking down. Label your new containers by date to track freshness and prevent clutter. One drawer makeover can mean decades of safer meals and far less waste. 3. Chipped or cracked dinnerware. Presentation. A family dinner scene where a cracked plate quietly leaks sauce through a hairline fracture. followed by a satisfying swap to gleaming, sturdy dishware. That beloved floral bowl you've had since the 80s? If it's chipped, cracked, or worn, it might be doing more harm than good. Tiny crevices trap moisture and bacteria, making even clean-looking plates a hidden health risk. But here's what most people miss. Many vintage dishes were glazed with lead or cadmium, especially if they were imported or made before safety regulations tightened. When heated or scratched, those materials can leach into your meals. The smarter move: retire sentimental but damaged dishes by repurposing them. Turn old plates into wall art or plant trays. Choose modern stoneware or tempered glass, which is dishwasher safe, resilient, and certified lead-free. Keep your everyday dinnerware simple, sturdy, and stylish, because safety can still be beautiful. Every bite you take should come from a surface that supports your health, not secretly compromises it. 4. Spices that outlive their flavor and their purpose. You reach into your spice rack for a dash of flavor, but instead, you grab a memory, a jar that's been there for a decade or more. We all keep spices longer than we should. Maybe it's the turmeric you bought back in 2005, or a tin of ground nutmeg passed down from someone who no longer cooks. It feels wasteful to toss. But here's the truth. Spices have a shelf life and an expiration of their benefits. After 3 to 5 years, they lose not only their flavor, but also the very compounds that make them good for you. Antioxidants fade. Anti-inflammatory effects vanish. What's left? A dusty sprinkle of nothing. And worse, those old jars can become a magnet for moisture, mold, and pantry pests, especially if stored near heat or light. But here's the beautiful part. Starting fresh doesn't mean tossing history. You can turn this into a quiet ritual of renewal. Choose 5 spices you actually use. Replace them with fresh, fragrant versions in small quantities. Store them in a cool drawer, not above the stove. And if you love a good project, try drying your own herbs like rosemary or basil from the garden or farmer's market. Let every new jar be a symbol. You're still cooking. You're still caring. You're still evolving. 5. Aluminum pots. Light to lift, heavy on the body. Aluminum cookware was once considered a gift to the kitchen. Lightweight, fast heating, affordable. But for older adults, the cost may be hidden where we least expect it, inside the food we eat. Here's the problem. Aluminum is soft, and when it's scratched, pitted, or heated with acidic ingredients, like tomatoes, lemon, or vinegar, particles can leach directly into your food. While the science around aluminum and conditions like Alzheimer's is still being debated, many health experts now say, why risk it? Especially when safer alternatives are within reach. And here's the kicker. Most people don't even realize their aluminum pans are worn out. That favorite soup pot from the 80s? The dented roasting tray? It might be doing more harm than help. Now imagine opening your cupboard and seeing tools that feel good in your hands and are good for your health. A gleaming stainless steel skillet that sears without worry. A deep cast iron Dutch oven that holds heat like an old friend. A ceramic coated pan for delicate foods, toxin-free and easy to clean. Replacing aluminum isn't just an upgrade, it's a declaration. Your health is worth protecting. Your meals are worth honoring. So next time you cook, ask yourself, is this pan helping me or holding me back? Number 6. Outdated small appliances. When old habits become new risks. Presentation: a quiet, nostalgic shot of a senior pouring coffee from a 20-year-old machine. Then, cut to sparks from the cord and a replacement with a sleek, modern version. We all have that one appliance we've held onto because it still works. But here's the truth. Functioning isn't the same as safe. Old toasters, coffee makers, or blenders may leak heat, emit fumes, or even become fire hazards due to worn wires and aging parts. And as we age, our reflexes slow. A delayed reaction could mean real danger. One man shared, "I ignored the signs, the buzzing, the smell, until the cord finally sparked. That was my wake-up call." Let this be your reminder. If it smells strange or heats up unexpectedly, it's time to let it go. If it takes twice the time to do half the job, upgrade. Look for energy-efficient appliances with auto shutoff, easy buttons, and senior-friendly designs. Your kitchen should empower you, not put you at risk. Chapter 7. Old non-food items. When cleaning makes things dirtier. Presentation. Slow zoom on a worn, stained dishcloth hanging by the sink. Cut to a vibrant, fresh set of bamboo cloths, folded neatly. Here's a question no one asks often enough. When was the last time you replaced your sponge? If you don't remember, it's probably been too long. Old sponges, scrubbers, and cleaning sprays often do the opposite of cleaning. They spread bacteria, trap mold, and irritate sensitive airways. Someone once said, "I didn't realize how musty my kitchen felt until I replaced my rags and sprays. Suddenly, the whole room felt lighter." So here's how to bring the fresh back. Ditch any sponge older than 10 days. Replace dishcloths with antimicrobial bamboo or microfiber. Switch to natural cleaners like diluted vinegar, lemon, and baking soda. Look at expiration dates on old sprays. Yes, cleaners expire too. A healthy kitchen isn't just about the food, it's also about the tools you trust to keep things clean. Because real cleanliness is fresh, safe, and simple. 8. Unused or duplicate gadgets. When less means more freedom. Presentation. A woman opens her kitchen drawer looking for a simple peeler, only to dig through layers of dusty gadgets she forgot she owned. What starts as convenience can quickly turn into clutter. That spiralizer you used once, the bread maker collecting dust, the third can opener just in case. Over time, these items don't just take up space, they weigh on your energy. Too many choices albur decision fatigue. And in a stage of life where peace matters more than ever, streamlining your tools can be life-changing. A retired teacher once told us, "I donated half my kitchen gadgets to a shelter. That night, I cooked dinner with just 3 tools and felt 10 pounds lighter." Decluttering isn't losing, it's gaining clarity. Here's how to simplify wisely. Keep what you use weekly. Let go of maybe someday. Focus on versatile tools, a cast iron pan, a sturdy whisk, a reliable peeler. Create a donation drawer. If it sits untouched for a month, it goes. Remember, the fewer tools you have to clean and find, the more time you'll have to enjoy what really matters, the meal and the company. 9. Rusty or dull knives. The cutting edge of kitchen safety. Presentation. A senior man tries slicing a tomato. The blade slips and tension builds. Switch to a scene where a sharp knife glides effortlessly through vegetables. You know the saying, a poor workman blames his tools. But sometimes, the tools are the problem. A dull knife doesn't just slow you down. It's a hidden danger. It demands more force, more pressure, and more risk. And rusty knives? They carry unseen health threats, especially to weakened immune systems. One viewer once commented, "I didn't realize how unsafe my knives were until my daughter bought me a proper set. Now cooking feels like therapy, not a battle." It's not about having the fanciest knives. It's about having tools that respect your time, your hands, and your food. Here's your upgrade plan. Replace any knife that's rusted, chipped, or makes you hesitate. Choose ergonomic grips that support older joints. Invest in one good chef's knife. It's better than a drawer full of junk. Keep a honing rod nearby to maintain sharpness between sharpenings, because when the tool works with you, cooking becomes less of a task and more of a joy. In this season of life, every slice should feel smooth, safe, and satisfying. 10. Expired canned goods. The danger lurking in the back of your pantry. Presentation. Hands reaching into a cluttered pantry, pulling out a can with no visible date. Cut to a close-up. Slight bulge in the lid, rust around the edges. The scene fades into a modern pantry with neatly arranged, clearly labeled items. They sit quietly at the back of your shelf. Forgotten soups, vegetables, beans from who knows when. You meant to use them someday. But someday rarely comes. And what you're left with is not food. It's a health risk. Cans that are dented, rusted, or past their date can contain dangerous bacteria, including botulism, which can be especially harmful for seniors with lowered immunity. Think of it this way. Would you drink milk that's 2 years past its expiration? Then why take a chance on a 5-year-old can of chili? Here's your action plan. Do a pantry reset every season, not just spring cleaning. Watch for bulging lids, rust, or anything with a smell once opened. Donate newer, unopened extras before they expire. Restock with essentials you'll actually use within 6 months, not just-in-case items that sit for years. Because peace of mind starts not at the doctor's office, but at the back of your cupboard. 11. Dishware with faded designs. When memories collide with modern safety. Presentation. Soft piano music plays over an old china set, being gently wiped clean. Then, a pause. A hand hesitates as it sees cracks, faded glaze. Next, modern, clean plates being placed on the table for a meal with family. They remind you of holiday dinners, of someone you once loved. But what you eat off of matters just as much as what you eat. Old plates, mugs, and bowls, especially those with colorful patterns and worn edges, may carry more than just history. They may contain lead, cadmium, or toxic glazes no longer considered safe. And as they age, those substances don't just stay on the plate. They can leach into your food. You don't have to throw out your memories, but you do need to separate them from your meals. Here's what to do. Retire old dishes from daily use. Display them, repurpose them as planters, or store them as keepsakes. Invest in non-toxic dishware, plain white ceramic, tempered glass, or lead-free stoneware. When in doubt, test it out. Lead testing kits are affordable and easy to use. You've spent a lifetime feeding others with love. Now it's time to make sure every plate feeds you back with care. 12. Old cutting boards, where invisible threats hide in plain sight. Presentation. A gentle hand slices a tomato on a scratched cutting board. Juice seeps into the grooves. Cut to a microscope animation showing bacteria multiplying. Then shift to a fresh bamboo board, clean and serene. It looks like just a few scratches. But every time your knife hits the surface of an old cutting board, it leaves behind a tiny trail, not just in the wood, but in your health routine. Moisture and food particles settle into those grooves, becoming a playground for bacteria like E. coli or Salmonella. And if you're only rinsing with warm water and soap, that may not be enough anymore. A dear viewer once told me, "I kept my old cutting board because it was comfortable, until I realized it was keeping bacteria comfortable too." Here's how to upgrade wisely. Touch the surface. If your cutting board feels rough or deeply carved, it's time. Choose bamboo or end grain wood, both gentle on knives and naturally antimicrobial. Label your boards, one for veggies, one for raw meats. Your gut will thank you. And if you like to hold on to memories, turn that old board into a decorative cheese tray, just not your prep station anymore. In the kitchen, what's under your food matters just as much as the food itself. 13. Old or burnt baking sheets, when golden browns turn into toxic grays. Presentation: cookies baking on a stained sheet pan. The bottoms come out dark, uneven. Cut to a new pan lined with parchment, the same cookies now golden, even, perfect. A smile appears. That smell of something just a little burnt? It might not be from the food. It might be from your pan. Old baking sheets accumulate more than flavor. They collect burnt oils, carbon residue, and even rust. These layers don't just affect the taste, they affect your health. One viewer shared, "I didn't realize my cookies always tasted bitter until I switched pans. They weren't burning. The pan was." When pans warp, they stop distributing heat evenly. Some spots overcook, others undercook, and all of it carries the risk of toxic exposure, especially from degraded nonstick coatings. It's time for a smart switch. Look for heavy-gauge aluminum, ceramic, or stainless steel options. Use parchment paper, not only for easy cleanup, but as a barrier against buildup. Try silicone baking mats, eco-friendly and great for arthritis-prone hands. Don't keep pans just in case. If you wouldn't serve guests on them, don't use them for yourself. Baking should be a joy, not a chemistry experiment. So give your oven the tools it deserves, and your body the care it needs. 14. Old appliances that drain your energy, not just electricity. Presentation: gentle close-up of an elderly hand pushing an old blender that struggles to turn on. Cut to a modern, compact model, effortlessly blending. You know that familiar chug-chug click when you try to use that 20-year-old blender? It used to make smoothies. Now it just makes you frustrated. Old appliances don't just age. They become energy vampires, quietly draining your patience, your time, and sometimes even your safety. Let's be real. If your appliance smells funny, leaks, or takes more time to clean than to use, it's not helping you. And here's the truth. No one likes to say, as we get older, we need our tools to work smarter, not harder. That includes us, and that includes our kitchen helpers. Newer models are easier to clean, fewer parts, dishwasher safe. Lighter to lift, your wrists will thank you. Safer, with auto shutoff, stable bases, and quieter motors. You don't need to go high-tech or high-price, just high quality where it matters. So your cooking feels joyful again, not like a battle with your blender. 15. Specialty gadgets that were fun once, but just take up space now. Presentation: a shelf collecting dust on unused kitchen gadgets. Dissolve into a clean countertop with a single trusted cutting board and knife. That juicer from 2012, the sandwich press from a TV commercial, the third cheese grater because it looked easier to hold. They're not mistakes. They were hopeful purchases, made when we imagined more time, more energy, or more dinner parties. But what happens when they sit untouched for years? They become visual noise, silent reminders of what we thought we'd use and don't. Here's a new mindset. Let go of what's holding you back and keep what lifts you up. Try this today. Open one drawer or cabinet. Ask, have I used this in the last 6 months? If not, let it go. Donate it, pass it on, or recycle it. Replace the clutter with trusted versatile tools. A sharp knife, a mixing bowl, a wooden spoon. These aren't just kitchen items. They're companions in everyday nourishment. When your kitchen only holds what you actually use, it feels calmer, simpler, more you. Because the truth is, a peaceful kitchen is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself in this stage of life. Your kitchen, your power zone. Take one last look around your kitchen today, not with judgment, but with curiosity. Every drawer, every shelf, tells a story. Some of those stories have served you well. Others, they've simply stayed too long. But here's the truth. Your kitchen is more than a space for cooking. It's where your energy begins each morning. where your choices ripple through your day, into your body, your mood, your health. And when you begin to remove what no longer serves you, the chipped, the toxic, the unused, you're not just clearing clutter. You're claiming back power. You're saying, my health matters, my space matters, I matter. So what if, starting today, you treated your kitchen like a wellness tool? Not just a room, but a foundation for the life you want to lead. And you don't need to do it all at once. Maybe today you replace one old pan. Tomorrow, you let go of those mystery spice jars. Small changes, big impact. Now I want to hear from you. Which item are you ready to let go of first? Tell me in the comments below. You might just spark someone else's transformation. And if this video gave you a new perspective, if it made you pause and think, give it a like, share it with a friend, and hit subscribe. Because this channel is about more than advice. It's about helping you create a life that feels lighter, cleaner, and deeply yours. Thanks for spending this time with me. Until next time, stay intentional, stay strong, and as always, stay kind to yourself.